What's going on, everyone? Coming to you with another book review, and this one's going to be kind of short because I'm reviewing another mass market paperback book, a very short read, and that is Supernatural Witch's Canyon, which is the second book in the Supernatural tie-in series. I'm actually currently making my way through all of the Supernatural books because I'm a massive fan of the series. I've watched all 15 seasons multiple times. I've watched the Winchester spin-off multiple times. I'm currently on my third rewatch of the Supernatural anime, and I'm also I'm going to work my way through not only all 17 of the tie-in novels, but all of the source books, the supplemental books, and even the comics. And so, yeah, currently reading, I'm actually on the 5th tie-in novel, and I wanted to try to review everything that I could because while the Supernatural show is covered quite thoroughly by a lot of people on YouTube, the books don't really get hardly any attention, and the ones that do, it seems to only be the first 2 or 3 books, and I hope to, review every book, because I do feel like these are a fun and engaging time for fans of the series. Now, all of that said, while I found Nevermore to be a very authentic feeling experience for Supernatural, perfectly capturing Sam and Dean's personality and the behavior and whatnot of all the creatures within it, which in that book it was, ghosts. I thought it was perfect. It really felt, well, not perfect, but it really felt quite true to form. It felt like I was reading an unreleased episode of the TV show, which is really what a tie-in book wants to do. It's pretty much the best it can ever hope for, because as standalone books, they're significantly lower in quality if you don't understand the source material behind them. And Witch's Canyon I jumped into pretty much immediately after Nevermore, and to my delight, it actually picks up immediately after Nevermore, having Sam and Dean follow a tip they were given by a character at the end of that book. And so, it has them go into the Grand Canyon, which, as you can tell by the name Witch's Canyon, they're going to be dealing with a witch. And I don't want to get too much into spoiler territory, and with these little, 300 some odd page mass market paperbacks, there's not a whole lot I can say without jumping into spoiler territory, so I have to be careful. But let's just say that, in addition to a witch, they find themselves dealing with, you guessed it, more ghosts. And that is one of my problems with this particular book, is that I don't like having the same monster of the week back to back. It's kind of boring, and in much the same way that people didn't like dealing with, ghost after ghost after ghost in the early part of the TV show as well. I really was a little bit let down by that. Yeah, a witch is technically the main big bad of the book, but I mean, they're hardly in the book, and the boys are dealing with ghosts for the majority of it. Now, the investigation and, trying to figure out what's causing everything and where they have to go and the characters meet along the way, that was all fine. And overall, I would say that about the book. The book is fine. It's not great, it's not bad, it's right there in the middle. It's fine to good, somewhere quite like that. Which isn't a bad thing, but I was just hoping for a little bit more coming off the heels of a book that I felt so perfectly captured the feeling of the series. And the next issue I have with the book is that it strays from the formula a little bit too much. In Supernatural, different supernatural threats are quite formulaic, and they have to be this way in order for I almost said witchers, for hunters to get a feel for what it is they're hunting and know how they need to prepare and what they're moving in for. It's the formulaic nature of the series is purposeful because it helps to make sense about why everyone knows what it is they're hunting. And the ghosts in this particular book act a little bit strange. They do share and have the weaknesses they would ordinarily have, but their behaviors are quite different than what you might otherwise expect. And in addition to having human ghosts, we do have a fun surprise of animal ghosts, which I actually think was one of the stronger points of the book. That did help to make it stand out a little bit compared to a lot of the ghost episodes in the series or the previous villain ghosts in the last book. And so I did appreciate that factor. Overall, it is a fun time, and I would recommend it for Supernatural fans who are wanting to check out more material, but I wouldn't put it quite on par with Nevermore just because I feel like the quality of writing just isn't quite as true to the characters and doesn't quite meet the same standards that the previous book does. It's not a massive difference, but it's enough of a difference that I certainly noticed it. And I might be in the minority on this one. Looking at Goodreads ratings, it seems that I am, as this book is actually rated higher than Nevermore. But in my opinion, it's a slightly lower quality experience, although still something that I'm glad to read. Is it something that I'm going to reread every time I rewatch the series from now on? Probably not. And I'm honestly shocked I didn't have to reread the book just to talk about it, because a lot of what happens in the book admittedly is somewhat forgettable. I do still think it's worth reading. I did still enjoy my time with it, but don't be looking for anything that's going to knock your socks off. So, yeah, on a short book like this, that's really all I can say without giving away, extremely crucial information as to what happens in the plot and spoiling everything for you. So I hope you enjoyed this very short review. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and until next time, I will see you later. Peace, and take care.